Hey y'all, it's Chrissy Key Rollins here, and I was going to do this as a Facebook Live, but that's been kind of choppy lately. So, recording this over on Zoom, you're watching the replay. Thank you so much for joining. This is an energy update, and today we're going to talk about the fall equinox, which is happening today, September 22nd, 2020, at the time of this recording. And we're going to talk about how today offers you the perfect balance between the light and dark, with an equal number of hours in daylight as there are hours in darkness. And before we shift into the darker days of fall and winter in preparation for this inevitable and eventual return of spring, we're going to talk today about how these energetic shifts in the seasons affect us. And if you're interested in diving more deeply into this conversation, definitely join me over on Patreon. This is where I am showing you a simplified look into what it really means to live a holistic lifestyle, how to easily incorporate holistic principles into your life, for yourself, for your family. And it's all very pertinent to this conversation that we're having today about the fall equinox. So I'm also going to be doing a oracle card draw. I just drew the cards and posted them over in my Facebook group, the Conscious Success Community. So make sure you hop over there and check it out. And I got to tell you, the cards today are on point for the fall equinox. I mean, I could not have picked better cards if I had looked through the deck and tried to figure it out for myself, which ones would be great. So definitely go over there and check those out. So what is the fall equinox? The fall equinox, like the spring equinox, it's the marker. It's halfway through the year, not calendar wise, but seasonally wise. And it marks the indication of that transition from the end of summer over into fall. And it happens twice a year. We have a spring equinox and a fall equinox. And on these 2 days, the day before spring and the day before fall, or maybe it's the first day of, regardless, right at that time, that day holds equal amount of light, daylight, and nighttime darkness. And when we're looking at the fall equinox for today, it's a reminder, both equinoxes are a reminder to balance the light with the dark, not only what we see happening around us, but also what is happening within us. It's also a reminder of how the dark is necessary and that it's something to be embraced. So often, especially if you're on a personal development, spiritual development path, if you have been on this growth journey for a while, you may be on a journey of trying to make yourself and your world around you a more positive place. Keep it high vibe, keep it feeling good. And so we think better thoughts. We have our affirmations. We have little tips and tricks that we do throughout the day to keep us focused and uplifted and empowered. And a lot of times what ends up happening, I was just having a conversation earlier today with an amazing lady who was saying something along these same lines, is that you can be going along, having a really great day. You're doing the right things. You're showing up in the way that you really want to. You feel like you're in the flow. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, you feel in a funk. Your mood is zapped. You are finding yourself a little bit lower in energy, or not quite as positive, maybe a little quicker to be agitated, frustrated, or to feel down and depressed. When this happens, it's because you have stepped into, or excuse me, more accurately said, you're walking around continually in this energetic world that we cannot see, we cannot touch it, we cannot hear it, taste it, feel it, not most of us, feel it with our skin, with our fingertips. It is an unseen energy that is happening and that is shifting all the time around us. And at times like the equinox, where that darkness is starting to make itself known, that can be overwhelming, especially if you don't know that these shifts are happening. So it's not happening to say, oh, you're losing ground, you're doing things wrong, you need to start heading in another direction. But it is here to say, take some time to do some raw reflection that cannot happen under the blinding light of day, and be like the trees that show us this beautiful art and power of letting go, of resting, and allowing for renewal and for regeneration. It also serves as a reminder that all things are temporary and that this too shall pass. And we've had a tumultuous year so far. I mean, if you're human and on this planet, you probably noticed that. And there's been a lot of battle of light and dark and right and wrong, good versus evil, whichever way you want to look at that. And it so often is our nature to want to squash out everything that is dark everything that is not ideal, everything that contrasts with the way that you really would like for life to be. But there's nothing about this world of constant change that stays the same. And when you can allow yourself to shed what you've been holding on to, and to shed that which isn't aligned with where you desire to go, and just allow yourself to shed the shame, the guilt, the frustration, the judgment, the self-judgment, the self-judgment, and to embrace that imperfectly perfect aspect of yourself and this world, and allow yourself to shift into gratitude and prosperity and abundance that follows with the harvest season and the holiday gatherings and the goodwill that comes from mankind to one another as we shift into these winter months. You know, that's how we survive. Tribally speaking, it's how we survive. Those that are cold, find someone who has some warmth to share. So as we start to tip these scales, we are moving into the fall, into the winter. So every day from this one forward, up until we hit the spring equinox, we're actually going to have greater lengths of darkness of nighttime than we do daytime. And that's why a lot of times people can go through seasonal depressions. That lack of light can start to wear on us over time. So what can you do? What can you do about this? What should you do about this? First of all, just be aware of it. Be aware of it. You're normal. It's human. If you're feeling disturbances, if you're feeling shook up, if you're feeling moody or agitated, whatever is ready to come up, think about that as your dead leaves that are looking to fall away. And even if you watch the leaves change on the trees, like I do, I love to watch nature. It's one of my favorite things to do. I'm always watching, and it's amazing how early some of these leaves change. Go ahead and start looking. They're out there. They're already changing, and watch it. You'll watch a progression from this beautiful lush green that has like endless possibilities, tons of fruits and flowering, catering and giving life, giving nutrients and essential things to all the critters and creatures and birds and bees and insects and butterflies out there, right? To changing this brilliant array of colors. Maybe it's orange, red, kind of purplish, pinkish, yellowy hues. Brilliant, right? And then what happens? All that beauty starts to turn brown and get dried out and wrinkle up and wither away and flow out. And we can think about that same thing for us. So you have the agitations, the frustrations, the irritations, they start to come up. Think of that as that bright color, like you just went from being this beautiful green tree to having all your leaves changing to all these vivid colors. It might not be your favorite expression, but just pay attention to it, honor it. Understand that energetically you are moving some things through you and that you're being affected by this world that's around you. Not only the things that you can see, touch, feel, read in the headlines, but also there's unseen energies that are also subtly affecting everything that you're seeing and witnessing, and also everything that you're feeling and experiencing within yourself. So today, if you want to embrace this, if you want to take on some activities in order to be able to really celebrate and move forward, you can get out into nature and take time to just be present and witness what is happening out in nature. Feel the cooler crispness in the air. Notice how the trees are starting to change, and notice how they never, ever, ever stay the same, just like you and just like all of this. You can also take time to make a list, either mentally in your mind or, write it down, just at least reflect over all that you have to be grateful for. Think about what it is that you want to release, what it is that you want to let go of, and how you can be more understanding and more compassionate to your own darkness and to the dark that you see in the world and in others. And take time to celebrate, decorate your home. A lot of people are doing that right now with the fall season. This doesn't come from nowhere, and it's not just materialistic marketing of goods. I mean, some of that stuff does definitely get mixed in there, but if there wasn't advertising, you'd still be feeling called towards the pumpkins because that's what's in season, right? You'd still be called towards the hay and the dried out cornfields because that's just naturally what happens during the season. You'd be gathering those things, you'd be using those to decorate your home, to celebrate the shift in season, to be ready to really enjoy the fruits of your labor with the upcoming harvest season. And however it is that you feel called to decorate or celebrate, do it and share with me what your plan is, because I want to know what it is that you're doing. Do you usually recognize the equinox? Do you usually pay attention to the summer or the spring and fall solstice? Equinox? And is there any way that you embrace it or any traditions that you hold with it? I want to know about it. So drop it in the comments below. And if you want to learn more about the fall equinox and learn more about how to work with these natural resources that are within you and around you so that you can discover a path of less overwhelm and more fulfillment, then I invite you to join me over on Patreon. I am sharing an insider's look into my life to show you how simple incorporating a holistic approach is for you, for your family, and along with looking at how this holistic scope can help you to tap into your true purpose, to live more fully into your potential, and to help you better understand just what it means to be a human here on planet Earth during these cosmically shifting times. Every day forward is not a repeat of the past. It is not. Every day forward is a new unfolding into new times that the old way will not carry us, which is why we must take time to shed, to release, to reflect, to let go. And you can also gain over on Patreon, you can gain instant access to the Empathic Healers course so that you can better understand why you sometimes get in this funky mood, where it comes from, when it seems to come out of nowhere. And you can also learn more about what you can do about it and how you cannot let other people's, or how you can stop letting the energy of others impact you so greatly. And another thing that I would invite you to do is to find and check out the inspiring gifts that we have listed over in Holistic Restoration's Etsy shop. It is the perfect place to shop for the holiday season. You'll bring more healing and wellness to those that you love. You'll be supporting a local small business and family in the process. So go check it out. I have some amazing stuff. Actually, you know what I got? Since we're recording right here, here's a little peek. Here's some of what you'll find in the shop. You see those little beauties hanging up there? I know it's not a really good shot, but go check it out. That's just like a little sneak peek for you. But go check it out and keep visiting regularly, because over the next few weeks, I have got some really awesome, exciting, and healing items that are lined up to post. And even if you can't shop, or even if you can't become a patron, know that you can support me and this holistic healing mission and my family, quite frankly, by just sharing this post, or links to the page, my Patreon page, or links to the Etsy shop, or even just taking a moment to heart or wow or like, subscribe, wherever it is that you're seeing this, and comment on this post. All of that makes a difference. You really, truly matter that much. And I see you, I honor you, I thank you, and I look forward to hearing from you. So drop some comments below. Let me know what you think about this and how this fall equinox is landing on you, what you're doing to celebrate. Thanks for checking out the Patreon page and the Etsy shop. I'll drop those links below. And that was my final timer to let me know I gotta go. I hope you've enjoyed this. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'll see you soon. Oh, no, wait. I've got one more thing to share. How did I forget this? I'm going to do a card draw for you. So let's see what message is needed at this time for our fall equinox conversation. Ooh. We got, I love this. This is so perfect. This is card number 45, and it's Imrama. And the message that's on the card is Wonder Voyage, Crossing Deep Waters, Pilgrimage, Journey of the Soul. And what's interesting is that some people consider the fall equinox the beginning of the year, because it starts the releasing, the shedding, the letting go before we get into the life-bringing spring. And card number 45 is the last card that's in the deck. This signifies the closure, the ending. I'm getting chills all over the place. The ending of a cycle, the ending of an era, the closing of a chapter, and the beginning of something new. And before you can step into that something new, this card invites you to do a journey of the soul, to navigate those emotional waters that lie within. Find yourself out there, journey deep and find yourself. And when you get back connected with yourself, You'll know exactly where to go as you begin to return home and back to the land and back to the air and the breathing people. But take that time to do that deep reflection. And on the fall equinox, it's just the perfect day to do it. All right, catch me over at the Conscious Success Community. Check me out over at Patreon, on Etsy, and I love you so much. Thanks for being here.